Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. In this video, we are going to take a look at the reaction of the British royal family to the Faux-Ro tour in Nigeria. I'm calling it the Faux-Ro tour. So we're going to see how the king feels. How does William feel? What does Catherine think of all this? We know she's sick and she's convalescing right now. But what does the royal family in general think? And what are they going to do? And what should they do? So we'll be right back. Welcome back, Tarot fam. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. In this video, we're going to see what that royal reaction is to the Faux-Ro tour in Nigeria. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. We're going to take a nice look at some viewer questions too. So we've got lots going on here. So the first question that I had from viewers was, what does King Charles think? How is he feeling now as a result of all the shakeout from this faux royal tour? What it looked like on display? Let's see what the king, the top banana, is thinking. We've got judgment card in the upright, the 9 of swords upright, the 5 of pentacles, 8 of pentacles in reverse, the 4 of cups in reverse. Dominant energy is the 3 of wands, and that underlying energy is the king of cups in reverse. So let's start with our dominant energy up here with this 3 of wands. I know all of us have seen King Charles is going to extend an olive branch. That tree must have not a single branch left on it after all the alleged olive branches that have been passed over to the Sussexes. So I think this is, we're not going to have any more stories of olive branches. I think he's very upset about these olive branch stories because it does put him on his back foot. Like, he is the one who needs to extend the olive branch and kind of cool things down between them. He is in a process of judgment. This looks like the judgment on this particular episode created a lot of anxiety. I think politically, they stepped into the light of certain things that they really shouldn't have. And I think he's very happy that he did not meet with Harry beforehand, but he's very concerned about what the next move is going to do. They are on ice. They are outside of the family right now. They cast them off. They went to America or Canada, whatever the order of operations was. And that's really what's going on. The feeling that King Charles has is that they are working to undo the good works in the Commonwealth, and he is very concerned about what the next plan is going to be. So I think he does have a lot of negative feelings about this. Really, he is somewhat crushed because they did not want to do the work when they were in the royal family, and now they're out there attempting to do the work on top of the royal family. So terrible. How does William feel about this? What is William's feeling about the Faux-Ro tour? Magician, he's pulling in everything. Oh, he has at his disposal. If there is anyone that's urging the king to separate the royal family proper from these two renegades, he is the advocate for it. He's really pushing for it. He is stamping his feet saying, see, I told you this is what they were going to do. They were going to try to set up a rival court. which is essentially what they're doing. I don't think they have many courtiers, but they are setting up a rival court. William is saying we have everything that we have. We need to dominate the Diana power. The concern about Harry trying to take the Diana baton and pass it over to Meghan is really quite disturbing and foolish for William. So William is really working with the king to regain that Diana magic. He goes, that's not any part of their branding. He needs to pull that back. They need to embrace more of the Diana. Now, intuitively, I'm getting that King Charles is not really keen on that. He does not want to resurrect the ghost of his ex-wife. He doesn't want to put his both of his sons through that. He really does not want to wrest that legacy from Harry, even though it's being used in an improper fashion. William is calling for pulling away from them in the most severe of terms, creating a huge rift between the two families. That is the only way that they can bring peace to their family. It's almost like leave him clamoring outside the castle walls. We'll be fine. We will be fine in here. We need to keep to ourselves at this point. Under the surface, there is a concern that this is an inescapable drama, that Harry is just going to continually, Harry and Meghan will continually create drama, and then it's inescapable. But William really wants to freeze him out, says if he wants his rival court, let him have it. He can go about his business. He can try and do that in America. They had a whole Revolutionary War to stop that from happening. So what is Catherine thinking? What is Catherine thinking about this? What is her opinion? Does she even have one? She is as pleasant as always, but in order to preserve the peace in their household, she is in favor of separating the two courts. So keeping the British royal family preserved. There is an upset here, but it's not an upset that like the pedestal on which Diana has been put is being taken from her. It's not really that. It's that this is being used in such a terrible way. It's a competitiveness that she would never deign to put forth on the grave of her dead mother-in-law that she never met. The liberties that have been taken with Meghan, assuming the perspectives and the intentions of her late mother-in-law, Catherine really is like, well, how does anyone say that? Like, it's really terrible that she would even try and concoct a story like that she's communicating with her beyond the grave. All those things, said the psychic. So she agrees that at this point it is time to sever ties, and to sever ties in a more or less final fashion. This too makes her very, very sad. She's never had the occasion to have a family ripped apart like that. She's got that oddball uncle, but I think he's kind of like a jolly, fun, weirdo kind of uncle, kind of like me and my family. But she feels at this point that they have created enough missteps that justice should prevail. Her fear, though, is that they'll never go away, which is also echoing William's fear. I think he's concerned that they're never going to go away. They're always going to be bleating away on the outside of the castle walls. So, really, it seems like it's kind of a never-ending process. Let's see what Queen Camilla is thinking, because Queen Camilla comes from a more pragmatic mindset. She too agrees it's time to sever ties. We can't sleep on this anymore. We've got to go. These are all the same cards, guys, and I'm shuffling them. Justice will prevail. And there's no hard feelings about this. This is what will give them a happy home. And we can't feel badly because they brought this upon themselves. So, You know, Camilla, there, Camilla speaks. Camilla speaks. What is the consensus? Actually, what did Anne think? I love Princess Anne, the Princess Royal. I love her. I think she is a delight. And let's see what she thought of this faux royal tour. Oh, time to go. Time to go. Let me do it. She is a pip, that Anne. She too was afraid that it will not end, and that they're going to have to continue to send Christmas cards or send greetings just to keep the public at bay. But for the most part, Anne says they're not serving us anymore. They're not following directions. They're not, and that's this card, the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is the apprentice taking direction from the master, and the person who is requesting the work to be done, the sculpture to be done. So they're not taking direction. They're not learning from their mistakes. They're not contributing to the craft of being a royal. She is willing to step up and be the person that says, "You guys blew it. We're done. Have a nice life. Here's your suitcase and your lovely parting gift." She's willing to do that. Her goal is to protect the royal family and to protect the money specifically within the royal family. I think she wants to tinker with that, with his inheritance, with Harry's inheritance, maybe delay that a little bit longer. She's already delayed it a bit, maybe delay it a little bit longer to see if he does come to his senses and realize that he is just acting like a complete prat. I don't know if I can say prat on YouTube, but I just said it. She is extremely unhappy about how everyone is feeling. This is kind of like a dark cloud in her estimation. In her estimation, it's like a dark cloud that everyone is it's just hanging over everyone. Here, the world in reverse, she too is worried that it's not going to end and that they have to do PR wise all of the things to make it look as though they are not singling them out or doubling them out, and kind of casting them out into the wilds without anything. They still need to say, "Oh, we wish them a happy anniversary, happy birthday to the kids, happy birthday to Harry, yippee yippee yippee." They still have to do that, and that's what she says. We should just be sending, just like we would for any world leader. The royal family wishes a happy birthday to so and so. So I think that's really, she's trying to find the balancing act between that. Under the surface, she doesn't want to give him another penny from the royal family. Not one red cent or pence. Not one. I don't know if they're pence or red. I can't remember. But not one more shilling. Let's say that. So, Queen Anne. Oh, I said Queen Anne. Holy mokes. Holy mokes. So what does the royal family, what is the consensus of the royal family? And there's your sloppy shuffle. I usually get one a day. Was the consensus of the royal family? We're including the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, the Yorks, the York girls. The consensus on here. Consensus is keep calm and carry on. There's no stopping this freight train. It is so disappointing. There are more people in the extended family that are upset about not being able to reel Harry back in. And some of them are saying, well, maybe we should give him a little bit more time. Maybe we shouldn't do something definitive just yet. But the reality is that he's chosen his path, and the way that we get to back to business and back to happiness and not having this be the second line item on every business meeting they have is to cut ties with him. So it's unfortunate, but that is really going to be the consensus for them. Most people are saying it's time to go. So what will they do? What will they do? It really does seem like we know what they're going to do. There we go. There's our Knight of Swords cutting They're going to cut off the money too. Ace of Pentacles, the Magician. They're going to take all of his power away from him and her. And they're going to reclaim their Queen of Hearts. They are going to break hearts. So this is a pretty rough one. This is what they're going to do. They're going to cut him off. They are going to stop the flow of money. They are going to make some phone calls and say, listen, you can't have him come and pretend to be a royal over there. We're really not supporting him. He's got a lot of issues. If you do that, it's not with the approval of the British royal family. He will be there in a capacity, just visiting as a regular dude. They're going to reclaim the Diana card. But I don't think that they're going to wield it. I think they're going to let individuals know. For example, if Harry wants to go and walk the minefield again, they're going to very quietly whisper in the ear of the people that are in charge of the touring of that minefield. We really don't want him doing performative recreations of his mother's work. And I think that they will do something to laud Diana a bit, because I think some of this is reflective of Harry trying to carry on his mother's legacy, because he feels the royal family has just kind of ignored it. So heartbreak, they are going to break his heart. They're going to break his heart. Now, what should they do? So that's what they're going to do. This is coming. This is coming. But what should they do? Hangman in reverse, Hermit, King of Wands, Nine of Wands. So what they should do is they should let him swing from his own rope, so to speak. He really does need to be left out there on his own, without support, without assistance, without introductions. They really do need to let him swing from his own rope and be his own man. If he wants to be his own man, he should be his own man. And that means no leveraging relationships that the royal family has with individuals, no leveraging relationships with world leaders or certain countries, anything like that. Pull the security. He's going to be on his own for security. And it's going to give him an opportunity to go in any direction, not just one direction, but any direction. So this is what they should do. They should give him enough rope to hangman himself with. So that's really what they should do. But I think they are going to pull the plug. I think enough is enough. I think this was enough of a presentation of them setting up a faux royal court that the royal family is going to have to react somewhat aggressively so that they can take care of business and maintain their own royal court in Britain as it should be. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you bring up some discussion in the comments here. What do you think that the royal family should do? What did you think some of the royal family, what opinions they had on this royal tour? It did faux royal tour. It did feel like a faux royal tour. And if you haven't seen it yet, you can go look at the leaked Sussex Squad emails that I did. I do think that those are fake emails. I think it's a faux email trying to make it look like the Sussex Squad is waning in support, but it's still bringing up all of the things that are positive for Meghan and Harry, more Meghan than Harry. So I do think that those are fake leaked emails. So check that out too and let me know what you think. So like, share, and subscribe. If you want your own magical reading, there is a link below. So I'll see you guys all soon.